On any given day, in the heart of downtown Jordan Valley, you'll hear it.
Well, what we've got here is a piece of obsidian from Glass Butte.
A clicking sound. A commenter.
I'll figure on taking one arrowhead out of this whole thing.
And that laugh.
Fella stopped right in this very park, and he was a flint knapper. He pulled out some tools and started making arrowheads, and I told him I'd sure like to learn how to do that, and he said, well, that isn't a problem, and it went from there. What we're doing here is taking off ridges. This is real predictable. I'll take this off right here.
To Glenn Fretwell. In just a few short years, he's become a sort of legend in these parts for flint knapping.
I know what's going to happen. There's one hiding in there. All of this waste, which really wouldn't be waste to an Indian, is usable, but we won't use it. Sharpest surface known to man. They use it for eye surgery, open heart surgery.
When Glenn sees a rock, it's like an unsolved mystery just waiting for him.
Every time you strike this rock and take off a flake, it creates a little bulb up in here.
He has a good idea where that arrowhead is hiding, but then this is science and nature, so he never bets his life on it.
Really wants to be stubborn.
Do you relate to that?
Stubborn? More or less. I've looked at arrowheads from the time I was a little kid, and I couldn't imagine how they could actually do it. In fact, I'd played with it before and tried to do it. It's next to impossible to do unless somebody knowledgeable shows you.
Glenn says you learn a lot about ancient people when you try to do what they did.
They were without a doubt probably smarter than we are. Once you get started, there's a science to this whole thing. If you don't follow the rules of flint knapping, it'll never happen.
Sitting under his tree, yes, his tree, in his park, on his bench, he does a lot of thinking.
If there are any problems of the day, they'll disappear if you pick up a piece of rock and start breaking it. Might be hard for a guy like me to fit in today's world.
That's how a lot of artists feel.
This has to do with what man has learned over the thousands of years to make his life better, I guess.
It's made Glenn's life better, just sitting in the shade, wondering about the past, the Native Americans.
I think anybody growing up in a closed society like that, he couldn't help but learn how to do it. He would know how. I can rough one of these out in pretty short order. I don't know how long we've been here, half an hour? I've had archaeologists buy them just, I think, out of curiosity.
Glenn Fretwell, hometown boy, not taking life too seriously.
That's the conditions of me letting you take my picture. You gotta buy an arrowhead.
I'm gonna buy it.
No, I'm gonna give you that one.
Yeah.
You gotta buy one of my others.